this is Candy and welcome back to our channel. 안녕하세요 여러분. 다시 오신 것은 제 채널 환영합니다. 캔디입니다. So today we're going to continue our topic about Unit 5. It's about the weather and kinds of weather, and today we're going to have the city, talking about city and the weather. What are the what's the weather like in your city? So and we're going to have this listening topic first. We had to listen first the conversation, and then we are going to practice some dialogues. Okay, so open your book. Get real one. Open your book on page 25. Okay, so this is another kind of listening about the weather. So here, listen to 4 weather reports from cities in the U.S. and match each city with the correct kind of weather. Okay. April is springtime, but still here it's very cold in Korea. We are living here in southern part, so in Jeonju City in South Korea. So and different cities and in different countries, we have also different kinds of weather. Okay, and a few years back, about 4 years ago, we went to United States together with our class members, with my with Candy's English class members. We went there for about 2 weeks. Our exposure and travel and culture travel and exposure in our class, and we went there in different cities in the US. There also have different kinds of weather. Okay, so we went there so from Incheon, and first from Incheon, and then we went to San Francisco. It's in California. Okay, so the weather in San Francisco was, we went there in spring, in April, and the weather there was pretty cool. It was so good. It was sunny, and it's warm. But we went in some other place. It's warm, but there was a place when we went to the Golden Gate Bridge to go sightseeing. The weather there was also was windy. It was cold and windy. But in some other parts where we went there in kind of museum, the weather was very pretty cool. Yeah. And we went to Arizona. We went to Grand Canyon. The weather there was very fantastic. But we went to New York City. Oh, the weather in New York City and in California, the weather was so different. In New York City, it was very the weather was cold. Okay, and I met my uncle there. Hi, Kuya Kani, my uncle there in New York City. I met him at that time. He was wearing winter coat, still wearing winter coat. Yeah, but because it's still cold there. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. Please open your book on page 25. Listen to 4 weather reports from the cities in the US. Match the cities with correct kind of weather. So there are 4 cities. Okay, let's listen first.
Lesson 5B. Listen in. Listen to 4 weather reports from cities in the U.S. Match each city with the correct kind of weather.
Well, it's a very foggy day here in Los Angeles. It's pretty cool out there too, folks. Only 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius, so take a coat. And please be careful on the roads with all that fog around. That's all for now from LA weather. Back to the...
Hi there, I'm Don Bradman with today's weather for Seattle. It's pretty cold here, with a temperature of just 36 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 degrees Celsius, and yes, folks, it's raining and snowing right now here in Seattle. So please take a raincoat and be careful of ice and snow on the roads.
Here in New York, we have a temperature of 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius. It's a miserable day for New Yorkers with lots of clouds around. And it's windy too, so take your coat and gloves with you when you go shopping. Many people say Hawaii has some of the best weather in the U.S. at this time of year, and they're right. Here in the capital, Honolulu, it's another hot and sunny day with the average temperature a great 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius. Another fantastic day for us here in Honolulu.
Okay, so you had heard about some weather reports. Weather reports from different cities in the U.S. So, so what did you hear? There are 4 cities: Los Angeles, in New York, Honolulu, and Seattle. So the weather report is forecast of what's the weather forecast of Los Angeles. So the weather reporter was said, "Oh, it's pretty cool here." So you had heard about the weather forecast, the weather reports from different reporters. So in Los Angeles, in LA, so what's the weather like there? The reporter said that it's pretty cool. The temperature is 53, so it's pretty cool. And the temperature is 53 degrees Fahrenheit is equivalent to 13 degrees Celsius. And it's very foggy. You should take a raincoat when you go outside. Okay, so it's cold there. It's yeah. And how about the weather in Seattle? What's the weather like in Seattle? What's the weather temperature? The weather temperature is 36 degrees Fahrenheit and equivalent to say 2 degrees Celsius. It's pretty cold. It's pretty cold, and it's raining and snowing. 태우고 눈이 와요. 그래 so you have to take a raincoat when you go out. Take a raincoat. 피옷 입어요. Bring with you a raincoat when you go out. And yeah, and what's the weather like in New York City? So in New York City is different. It's different weather, different city and different weather. The weather there is pretty cool. Not pretty cool. It's miserable. Not so good. The weather is not so good. They said the weather forecasters says it's a miserable day of New Yorkers. So New York 사람들이 오늘 날씨가 안 좋아요. It's miserable day. Got a problem. Why? It's okay. It's cloudy and windy. 흘려 and 바람이 불어요. 바람이 분다. So windy. Clouds cloudy. So it's cold. Also, it's a miserable day. So how's the weather temperature? The weather temperature is 46 degrees Fahrenheit or 8 degrees Celsius. It's cold for me. It's so cold for me too. And also it's windy. It's also cold. I feel cold. Okay, so and yeah, it's really miserable. In New York is different. The weather there is cold. It's different from other states or the other city in the US. It's really cold there. Even though it's springtime, yeah, it was. I think it's still winter is very cold in New York City. Okay, and how's the weather here in Honolulu? Honolulu, where is Honolulu? Honolulu is in Hawaii. Yeah. So, we're going. This place in Hawaii, we're going to visit here in the future someday. We had planned already to go there. 우리 거기 가려고 했는데 아직 취소했어요 because of pandemic. Together with my class, but I think it's a very nice place to go there. But here in Los Angeles, in New York, and the other cities in the US, we had visited already. We visited in the US 14 days, 2 weeks. 2주 동안 우리 미국 갔었어요. 영어 회화 Candy's English class members went there, and I would like to say thank you also to my class member, English class members. Hi there, Mom Maris, Mom Rose, and Elizabeth, Lucy, Lucy. I am missing you. 오고 싶어요. And I would like to say thank you to Mom Lisa and many other class members. Thank you, Mom Lisa, for being there. And we enjoyed a lot in our travel in the US. 미국 갔을 때 너무 즐거웠어요. We had our class exposure in the US. That was 4 years ago. Yes, 4 years ago we went there. And no, 4 years or 5 years ago, this 2016 April, we went there. It was a very wonderful experience with our class members, with traveling and talking with the locals. It's kind of very fantastic experience. So we had visited many cities in the US. Thank you. Thank you so much for all my class members. That because of them, I also experienced to go all many different cities and many travels in our class. 우리 영어반 때문에 많이 다른 나라 갔었어요. 다른 나라 이제 공부 1년 동안 공부하고 and we go outside from the country. 다른 나라로 갔었어요. So and yes, and we went also to Australia. 호주도 갔었어요. So we went there in Australia. It's December. December is in Australia is summer time. In Korea, it's winter time. So it's different country and different weather and different season. Yeah, and 2 years ago, we went to the Philippines, my hometown, and the weather was very good there, and we also enjoyed. And yes, the weather was pretty good. So, and we're going to plan. We had planned already to go to Hawaii, especially in Honolulu. So I just 그냥 제가 기억나는 sharing. I just sharing with you. And I hope our plan will our plan 우리 기억해놓은 거 나중에 later on we can go there. 근데 지금 문제 때문에 we cannot go yet. Stand by. Okay, so the weather in Honolulu. So as we know, Hawaii is a very nice country, and yeah, and the weather there is very good. So it's fantastic to go to, and Honolulu is the capital city of Hawaii. So as the weather, it's fantastic day in Honolulu, said the reporter. Oh, 아주 fantastic, wonderful day. So as the weather temperature there is 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius. Yes, and it's hot and sunny. It's kind of in the Philippine weather. Yes, it's Philippine weather. So so it's different city and different weather. So how about in your city? So what city where you are now? Can you comment what city and how's the weather? What's the weather like there? 거기 어디 사는 거? You write, you comment, and how's the weather? 날씨 어때요? So there are some kinds of weather. The weather, you may say the weather is sunny. Okay, it's sunny. 맑아요. It's sunny. And it's cloudy. It's cloudy는 흘려요 or 그름긴 날씨. And it's raining. It's raining and snowing. 비 오고 그리고 눈이 와요. It's raining and snowing. So it's cold. And 폭풍, it's stormy. So that is some kinds of weather and different cities. So and here we can have we'll continue our conversation here. There are some cities and the weather. So please just keep open your book on page 25. And the weather, what's the weather like in Tokyo? So what's the weather like in Tokyo? What's the temperature? It's pretty cool. It's Oh, it's snowing in Tokyo. It's snowing and it's 1 degree Celsius. It's 1 degree Celsius. In Asia, we are using Celsius. And what's the weather like? It's in Tokyo. It's cold and snowing. How about in Taipei? 타이페이는요. 터키는 어떤 날씨? 춥고 눈이 있어요. Okay, it's cold and snowing. Okay, and how about in Taipei? 타이페이는요. Oh, it's warm, but it's raining. 따뜻한데 그런데 비 와요. 비 오고 있어요. Okay. Another, so you have to choose the city. Choose the city, and you asked. Okay. So how about in Hong Kong is it's sunny. It's hot and sunny. Okay, it's sunny. It's 25 degrees Celsius. Okay. How about in what's the weather like in Bangkok? Bangkok, Thailand. Who's living there? My friends in Thailand. How's the weather like in Bangkok? So in Bangkok, it's sunny. Oh, it's 30 degrees Celsius.